So I'm currently editing a video about me hand making a leather bag, and now I want to put some background music into it. Now, if I wanted to save time and effort, I could just use some royalty-free music, or if I wanted to, I don't know, stick with the times, I could use generative AI and make some music with a click of a button. But that kind of misses the point for me. I've been trying to figure out what exactly it is I don't like about generative AI, besides the whole ethical thing and the whole plagiarism thing and also the whole energy thing and also the entire like waters thing. I guess there's a lot to hate about this shit. I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff in this video. I'm coming at this purely from the angle of someone who likes making stuff. And just to be clear, there are actual artists that are using generative AI in really cool and innovative ways. But putting words into a prompt and it's popping something out and calling that thing that came out your own creation? Nah, no. Why does it feel so inauthentic and soulless? I think it has to be the intentionality of everything, or the lack thereof. Something that is arbitrarily generated doesn't feel meaningful. It doesn't feel genuine. And yes, I do mean arbitrarily generated. No matter how good your prompt is, it's still arbitrarily generated. Like if I ask an AI to generate me a picture, a painting of some clouds, it's gonna give me a pretty good painting. But an AI only knows about the prompt that you gave it. It knows what words are, it knows the dictionary definition of a cloud, but we don't live life through dictionary definitions. Everyone has their own personal definition of what a cloud is that is shaped by their experiences just by living. For example, this is a painting of clouds that I did. Now, if you prompt an AI to make a painting of clouds, it's going to do much better than this. But I picked the color palette. I picked the brush to use. I picked what medium to use, and I picked what techniques to paint these clouds in. And these are not arbitrary clouds. These are clouds that have been inspired by what I saw when I looked out the window of a plane 15 years ago. I can't tell an AI, hey, make me a painting of clouds that reminds me of this image I have from 15 years ago, plus every single time I've ever seen clouds before and felt sad. And that's the thing. When I say meaningful, I don't mean that it needs some deeper meaning or some symbolism or anything. It's just that when someone thoughtfully makes something, a tiny little bit of themselves, whether they like it or not, is imbued into that creation. This shirt, by the way, was made by my friend. Love you, Abe. Society values efficiency and optimization, which I guess for business, trying to make money, that makes sense. But for an individual, what are you trying to optimize for? What are you going to do with all the free time that you get back? You're going to do something else productive, and then you're going to try to optimize that? So many things in this world, so many products have been built so that you can avoid human interactions. But meaning only exists because of humans. When I make something, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for me. I'm not a business. I'm just a human with limitations. That's kind of the beauty of being a human. And I think people forget about this. And so many people are caught up in the fact that they have limitations, that they never strive to even try to hit them. And so you get these people who are level 1s cosplaying as level 50s using these AI tools, when in reality, like, they don't even know that the beauty of creating stuff is that you're working within the boundaries of your experiences. This channel used to be about language learning, and I'm still going to make videos about that, but I feel like recently it's been more important that I remind people to stay human. And I especially feel like it's my duty, since I am an open source software engineer, and some of the stuff that I've contributed to have been vital in the creation of all of these AI tools. And I feel kind of guilty about that. Oh, God. Anyways, let's make some music. I'll show you how I make music that is uniquely mine. Okay, so I'm recording direct into my camera, so hopefully this works. But we have this video. It's made in the middle of the night, basically. It's 4 minutes long. I'm imagining a slower song, not as many notes, maybe. And when I think of a dark, slow, mellower song, I think of the song The City in the Night by this YouTuber. I guess, is he still called a YouTuber? I don't know if he's still active, called Animens. And he made this beautiful song that goes like this. Now, of course, I'm not going to just plagiarize this song, but I'm going to take inspiration from it because that is part of my lived experience, is with this song. So, I loved this chord. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to take the chord progression, which seems to be 4, 5, 1, in the key of F major. So, I'm going to try something, just improv, less notes. Let's just see what happens. So what I realized was that in this video, I'm doing a lot of hand stitching and hammering work. And I feel like it would be really cool if I could time a note on the hit of the hammer. And to do that, a lot of what I know on piano is waltz. So 3/4 time, and notes that go like this. So just clusters of 3 on the left hand. And I think it'd be pretty cool if the notes are timed. So let's improvise something real quick that can be roughly around the same speed as the hammer hits that I've done. Okay, so now that I got it, I think it'd be more interesting if I change up the high notes during this waltz segment. So like... I don't know, something like that. Of course, I'm just messing around here trying to find a groove, but later on, I will actually write all of this down and play it well. So I have more notes here on the left hand, and I feel like to balance that out, I should definitely have a much sparser melody on the right hand if I still want to keep the mellow, dark, nightly feel. Oh, fucked up there. Okay, so now that we have 2 different ideas, let's add in a third idea because I don't want to just bounce between these 2 for 5 minutes straight. So maybe something like... Nope. Maybe something a little bit faster to change it up a little bit, but still not really fast. Maybe something like... Well, I can make something slightly faster, but still keep it calm, maybe. Like maybe... Nope. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, well, I need to figure out what notes I need to actually play there. So now I'm going to take these ideas and I'm going to craft them into something that is at least in time. Anyways, I think you guys know what I'm talking about, where I'm making something and I'm inspired by something else, or I'm inspired by an experience, or I'm inspired by a memory, and it's a specific thing. It's not like an AI system gets inspired because it would be inspired by everyone. And that does not make any sense at all. Everyone is the AI's parent, basically. My inspirations for guitar is Rob Scallon and Yvette Young. I don't know a lot of other guitar players, really, but they do. And those two people are inspired by a bunch of other great guitar players, but I don't know who they are. And so I'm getting a distilled version through Rob Scallon and Yvette Young. Stuff like that. My piano playing is a distilled version of a lot of Joe Hisaishi, a lot of Ludovico Iannotti, and a lot of piano players on YouTube. Anyways, stay human, please.